And I called her. I was like, you're not going to believe it. People are actually shopping. You sold 83 of these. And she is still today one of the largest like influencers in the world. But those were some of, the early days.
When it started to really gain momentum, is there creators that you can call out that have just took it by storm and like really did a great job where you guys were like, holy shit, this is going to be a massive business?
It was never like a single creator. It was honestly like everyone was so excited because we were all making money and then like started making material money. And then people's parents started to get excited and like read their blogs, and like their dads were like suddenly interested because it was like, whoa, this is actually real money. Like, this isn't a joke. And it makes sense. Like, you're giving a service to your audience and like you're getting to do what you love. So, I mean, I used to actually serve on the Dallas Fed as an advisor. And I think what was interesting about them inviting me and like the way they introduced me to the audience was Amber's employing a group of people that might not otherwise have had jobs or be contributing to the economy. And I was like, that was, several years ago they said that. I think people understand the creator economy now. And there's true entrepreneurs that like start out like, I am going to make it as a creator. But at the time, I think it was very true, where this was passionate people who were spending their discretionary time sharing what they loved with their community. And it was starting to make, a meaningful impact on the economy.
What's so interesting is like people now pursue this as a career path, and they understand, and we'll go and speak, and I'm sure you've spoken, a lot of people speak at schools as this like as a occupation to pursue. But the timeline and why I'm so interested in it, it doesn't seem that long ago, but it was for, it feels like a long time ago. Like, I remember sitting with Lauren when she was starting and people being like, how are you ever going to make money on this? Like, why would you do this? A lot of older guys and girls be like, why would this ever make sense? Parents, nobody believed that this was going to be something where people could make a living. Right. And obviously that's been proven to be different, but it was just such a weird period of time when there was a group of very passionate people kind of doing this for no money or for trade. And I think like you're one of the people that helped a lot of these people go and make a career of it, because at the time there was a lot of brands that were maybe taking advantage of that creativity and be like, hey, I'll give you like a free trip, or like, here's a free outfit or a free and it's funny because like those brands had such an outsized win at the time for that, as we all know now. Now everybody's paying. But it's just weird because I think a lot of people don't realize at that time there wasn't a clear path to make money. It was like a huge leap of faith from a lot of the early people that were in the space.
Yeah. I think what you've done too that's so incredible is you've helped a lot of people who are really creative be taken really seriously. Mm-hmm. Like, when I was first starting, I remember I saw sales that I was doing for a juice company. I saw the back end somehow. And it was like hundreds of thousands of dollars of sales, which when I'm just starting with my little blog, that's a lot. So I remember taking the owner to lunch and saying, hey, you need to pay me a commission of this. And I believe that I should get $30,000. This is just the amount that I had calculated for all these sales. And he looked at me and laughed and was like, you're out of your mind. Like, you're cute, like patting me on the head. And what Reward Style did for me at the time, now it's LTK, was you guys came in and I was able to work with another juice company where the commission was seamlessly integrated, where I didn't have to have that conversation. And the brand, it was a win for me, a win for them, and a win for the audience, because they were able to shop and support what I was doing. So it really helped like me when I was just starting out really be taken seriously.
Legitimized.
Which was, which was really cool.
And you have to remember, that's incredible. And I love that that's actually, I think so many people who were working back then will just be like nodding their head as they listen to this, because of like the status quo was, well, first of all, blogger wasn't even part of the dictionary till 2017. So no, it was not part of common vernacular. When I talked about like Shop Up and Net-a-Porter being the only online sellers, like they truly were. Like people came online after that. It was like we actually helped Vogue.com launch. So to give you a sense, like we were that far in, and then our team like swarmed and helped them. Like we literally went to New York and like helped it. And by the way, they had someone who was previously an intern launch this website. People didn't take digital seriously at all. They didn't take social seriously. And so like when we talk about like the word affiliates, retailers weren't selling online yet. And so the fashion space was definitely not using any sort of like marketing technology at all. And so first step was like getting them to actually sell things online. And then second step was like trying to track down, because pre-LinkedIn, like who in this company is maybe responsible for it. And I remember going to a major retailer who had launched their online, and I finally got a meeting. I'm sure it was some sort of pity something from somebody, and sat in the room with her and explained that we could at least drive traffic, if not sales. And she was like, look, I work with celebrities and models, and if I started cutting checks to people who take pictures of themselves in mirrors and alleys and in front of garage doors, which was very common at the time,
and
she
such
was
like a rude diss in a way.
oh yeah, she was like, I would lose my job. I mean, that was the conversation. Like, and then if you remember, like even over the years, there was a whole movement of like bloggers from Fashion Week. I don't know if you remember that whole like, truly, it was like across traditional media, like we're going to ban them from Fashion Week. And it was a pejorative word. I mean, there were many years where I've always been a champion of creators. You'll see like, you'll hit some passion points and I really go off about this type of stuff. But I still think creators are undervalued. I'm like working to solve all those problems. But I did spend probably too much time even trying to create partnerships with legacy industry to try and prove out the value of creators or to like legitimize creators. And then I finally gave up on it because I was like, well, they don't want us to succeed. They don't understand. We're maybe taking jobs. We're like actually turning this whole industry like upside down. We're reinventing retail. Like it's not going to be their shtick. And it didn't matter because what we're doing is cultural. Like it didn't need the approval of any magazine editor or any like leader of of an association. It was like, was this almost like kind of silent thing that happened. And then it just took over.
You know, what's interesting though, and you'll probably be passionate about this. For the longest time, I think many of us were trying to convince a lot of people from that world to take this world seriously. And I was in a conversation the other day, I won't say, I gotta be careful how I say this, with someone, but I basically asked this firm